Have you ever been nice to someone just because you felt bad for them? Not because you liked them, but because ignoring them felt wrong. What if that one small act of kindness made someone believe you belonged to them and they refused to let go? Because sometimes the scariest people aren't strangers. They're the ones you thought were harmless. I was in my senior year, and I had known Robbie Mercer for years. Not as a friend, just as someone you always see around. He was quiet, awkward, always alone. Lunch by himself, library during breaks, never at parties. The kind of person people notice, but never really talk to. One day, I posted a simple video of a baby monkey on Instagram. A few minutes later, Robbie messaged me saying it was the cutest thing he had ever seen. I replied without thinking much, and that was how everything started. At first, it felt normal. We talked about random things like school and music. He was awkward, but kind of funny. But slowly, the messages became constant. Morning texts, late-night messages. My phone never stopped buzzing. Then one night, he told me I was his only friend, that I meant everything to him. It felt strange, because we had never even spent time together in real life. But to him, this was something serious. The calls started after that, again and again. If I didn't answer, he would send long messages saying he missed my voice. I started to feel uncomfortable, like I was trapped in something I didn't choose. So I told him I needed space. I tried to be careful with my words, but it didn't help. The messages became more desperate. I didn't know what else to do, so I blocked him. That same night, I woke up suddenly. Something felt wrong. When I opened my eyes, I saw a figure standing in the corner of my room. Tall, still, watching me. As my eyes adjusted, I realized he was wearing something like a mask. Then he stepped closer, and I heard his voice. It was Robbie. He told me not to be scared, said we were the same, said I understood him. He was holding a small stuffed toy and said he wanted me to be his. Before I could move, my dad broke the door open and rushed in. Everything happened so fast. Robbie didn't fight, he just gave up. Later, we found out he'd been watching the house for weeks and had been inside my room for almost 20 minutes before I woke. Even now, I can't look at those videos anymore because sometimes being nice to the wrong person follows you home. What if someone could see you right now? Not through your camera, but from outside your house. What if they knew exactly where you were sitting, what you were doing, and when you were alone? And what if the moment you noticed, it was already too late? This happened about 7 months after I moved out on my own. I thought living alone would make me stronger. Most nights, Instagram was the only thing that made me feel less alone, so I used it a lot. Around 11:30 p.m., I got a follow request from an account with no profile picture, no posts, and no followers. It looked fake, like a bot. I should have ignored it, but I didn't. I accepted it without thinking and went back to studying. A few seconds later, my phone buzzed again. The account had posted a story. I tapped on it casually, but the moment it loaded, my stomach dropped. It was a picture of my house, taken from outside. My bedroom window was clearly visible, and the lights were on. If you looked closely, you could even see my shadow sitting inside. Before I could understand what I was seeing, a message came through. You should turn that off now. My hands started shaking. I quickly turned off my light and closed the curtains, my room falling into darkness. Then my phone buzzed again. Another story. This time, it was inside my house. The photo looked like it was taken from the hallway, facing directly toward my bedroom door. That's when I realized someone was inside. I locked my bedroom door and called the police, whispering so they wouldn't hear me.
Then I hid in my closet, trying not to make a sound.
From inside the closet, I could hear soft footsteps moving through the house, slow and careful. Then, a quiet laugh. I stayed there, frozen, until the police finally arrived. When they searched the house, no one was there. The back door was unlocked, but everything else looked normal. The account disappeared the next day, and no one was ever found. Even now, I still wonder who it was and if they're watching someone else right now. What if someone could see the things you only share with your closest friends, the moments you think are private, the ones no stranger should ever see? And what if one day you realized that someone watching those moments wasn't online at all, but somewhere inside your home? It was around 1:40 a.m. on a Saturday night. I couldn't sleep, so I posted a short video on my close friend's story. Just my TV playing in the dark and my feet on the table. Nothing important, just something to pass the time. My close friends list only had 12 people. I was always careful about who I added, so when I got a reaction just seconds later, I didn't think much of it at first. But when I checked who it was, something felt wrong. It was a guy named Rohan. I knew him from high school, but we barely talked, and I was sure I had never added him to that list. I quickly removed him from the list, trying to convince myself it was just a mistake, but the feeling didn't go away. Something about it didn't make sense. Then my phone buzzed again, a message from him. I opened it, and my stomach dropped. It said only 2 words: turn around. I froze, then slowly turned my head. The living room behind me was empty. Nothing moved. Nothing was there. For a second, I thought maybe this was some kind of joke. Then another message came. No, the other room. My heart started racing. I looked toward my bedroom door. It was slightly open, even though I knew I had closed it earlier. I listened carefully, and then I heard it. Soft footsteps coming from inside my bedroom. I didn't wait. I grabbed my phone and ran out of the apartment as fast as I could, calling the police with shaking hands. When the police arrived, they found him hiding under my bed. He had been there for hours, watching my stories in real time. He knew my routine, my habits, everything. I moved out 2 days later, deleted my account, and even now, I check under my bed every single night. Because sometimes, the person watching you isn't far away at all. They're already inside, waiting in the dark. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you on next videos. Till then, goodbye.